Hi, I'm Rinne, and I'm going to do a book review now. The book is called Tithe. Oh wait, it's upside down. It's a really good book, and I just finished it. Actually, this is my second time reading it. It's that good, or at least it was to me. So, this book is about 16-year-old Kay. She always thought she was, she thought she was weird, but she always thought she was an actual human girl until she finds out that she isn't. So, in the beginning, she lives in Philadelphia with her mom. And so this guy, which you later find out his name is Nathaniel, he's hanging out with her mom's boyfriend. And then a little later, her mom's boyfriend tries to kill her. Well, not Kay, but her mom. So Kay stops it before it happens. And then they move back into wherever they were to begin with, which was with their grandmother, some other state, where she gets to see her best friend Janet and becomes friends with her best friend Janet's older brother, Corny, which his real name is Cornelius. Just, you might want to know that. So then, one day, whenever she's going, away from them and all, she meets this guy named Reuben, which is a fairy. Figures, right? So she's, pulling out this arrow that's made out of wood that was pierced into him. And so he has her call the Kelpie, which takes him away, and so he promised her 3 questions for helping him. Later on, she gets really mad at him. I can't remember why, but yeah. So she asks for his full name because fairies don't like giving their names away. So his full name is reveiw, but she doesn't know what she can do with his name at first. So then, what happens next? Okay, well, I'm just going to get on with the plot, okay? She finds out that she's going to be the Tithe. She also finds out that she's a pixie. She's re-glamored by Nathaniel, and then she's taken to be the Tithe. So she gets all prettied up and all, and she's enchanted by the queen of the unseelie court. And so Reuben steals a kiss from her whenever she's enchanted, and then he figures, oh no, this is the wrong thing to do and all. So then he brings her back, and she's not enchanted anymore, and he tells her this riddle. So at first she doesn't understand what it means, but later she figures it's your name. So she orders him to cut her bonds. And so then he, saves her and all, and then he finds out she's the pixie, and then they go all the way back at her house, and he's all mad at her, and then, she makes him stay at her house to clean his wounds and all, and then they finally understand each other, and I guess you could say they're kind of like boyfriend-girlfriend. It's really confusing. And so then they go back to the unseelie court so they can get Corny back, which is with Nathaniel because Corny's gay and he's in love with him, except, it's a love-hate relationship, I guess you could say, between them. It's confusing. And so then, Nathaniel catches them, and then he gets Reuben because he figures that, he finds out what his full name is. Nathaniel finds out that Reuben's full name is. So then Reuben is the slave of Nathaniel, and then Kay runs away out into the library. Iron, that burns fairies. It, kills them, possibly. So she takes out, in, your shoes, how there's those little staple things, and how they're made out of steel, which is kind of like iron. So she pulls one out of her boots, and then she slips it into Nathaniel's drink, which was being refilled. So then Nathaniel calls her over. She's glamored as the scaly wooden seamstress. So then, whatchamacallit? So Reuben, he has to either kill her by slitting her throat just like that, or slowly killing her, which Nathaniel orders because he rips the glamour right off of Kay. Oh yeah, if I didn't say that was her name, it is. So then, she's gagged and everything, so she can't use his name to get out of this one this time. So then he finally takes a drink out of his cup, and he starts choking and dying, and Ludi Lou, which is this little fairy person that's friends with Kay whenever she was a little kid, she ungags her, and then Kay orders Reuben to stop, and then, Nathaniel dies. Corny starts plunging a knife in and out of him, because, he's kind of insane at the moment. And so, I forgot, Janet died from the Kelpie, because the Kelpie is like a horse thing, and it likes to drown people. He likes to watch them thrash around and slowly die. But anywho, so then, Reuben becomes the king. The silly queen comes over, which is the other queen person. And, oh, I forgot to explain what the tithe is. The tithe is a sacrifice, so the solitary fairy will stay in solitude, which keeps them from, 7 years of freedom, which is like stealing away children and crap like that, Oh yeah, and Kay was a changeling, so there's another human Kay, but then a fairy, which was a pixie, got switched with her. So that's how this Kay came to be. Anywho. So yeah, in the end, like, Reuben's the king. They go to Janet's funeral. Not Reuben, just Corny and Kay and a few of the other people like Fatima, Kenny, and Doughboy, which are other people in the story who aren't that really important. And so, like, yeah, pretty much. And I'm going to be reading Ironside next, which is the sequel to it. And in the end, they end the book by them kissing, like, remember whenever Reuben stole a kiss from her whenever they were making her all pretty for the tithe? So he kisses her and then says, that belongs to you. And then she says, well, what if I don't want it? And they kiss again, and that's how the book ends. It's a very good book. I recommend it to anybody. It's supposed to be ages 14 and up, but that's because it has a lot of inappropriate parts, but it's a really good book. So, yeah.